Good morning, everybody. It is the 22nd of January. Um, oh, Jesus Christ, it's not January. What am I on about? It's March. Obviously, it's March. Yeah, I haven't got any excuses. It's not that early anymore. It's 11:30. It is the 22nd of March, 2021. Obviously, Monday. This afternoon at 1 o'clock GMT. I believe it's 1 o'clock or 1:30. Powell is talking. Let me confirm that for you. Actually, I thought I had it in front of me. Yeah, 1 o'clock. Fed Chair Powell is speaking. So I'm gonna get out of all trades before then. I don't like to trade when any of these central bank governors or chairs are speaking. It's shown that the system doesn't perform very well around those times, so I will be trading it. I just wanted to give you a little update on what's happened today with the L1 breakout system. Maybe there's something there for you. Maybe you can learn a little bit of something. Maybe there's something you could teach me. So let's get into it. The euro against the dollar. This was where we had our buy signal on a break of this kind of high overnight. I'm just going to talk you through this setup in the euro, and we're going to talk about some of the price action as well. So what's happened today? Well, as soon as you sit down at the desk this morning, you should have seen that there was this big gap, 30 pips over the weekend, that the euro opened lower from Friday's close, which was here. So that was the big thing. Now, what happens with gaps usually? They get closed, or the trade is to try and close the gap. It works so frequently that everybody does it, and when it doesn't close the gap, usually you see a nice push the other side in the other direction. But this morning, as you can see here, it took a couple of hours, but from the open to the close overnight, they finally managed to close the gap, but for a pip. Then the bears tried to push down again towards these lows in the open price. This is a support on Friday afternoon. This is Sunday's open. This was a test overnight in the Asian session, and this was in the European session. Now, our signal was to enter long here, and I believe this is the 8 o'clock candle. Let me just check. Yeah, so this is the 8 o'clock candle, and if you wanted to follow the rules of the system, which is not a bad idea, given that it has really good performance, you would be entering here on this 8 o'clock candle. Now, why I didn't enter there was for a couple of reasons. One was this pivot point. So this pivot point is sitting just above it, a few pips above where we'd be entering. We could test that and then rally down and break and go down. Like, this is all obviously a scenario that I'm just playing out in my head. We already rallied from 74 up to big round number, which is another reason why I wanted to halt. This is 119. This is a big round number, a psychological level that traders are going to be looking at. We've already rallied quite a lot within this bar. I just wanted to wait and see what happens. So I didn't enter here, and I waited for something like this to be put in, just a range of bar where I could see where the bear strength was going to come from. This is a good place to enter if you're bearish, I guess. I mean, the trend is down. There's big round number. There's pivot point. Also, the bulls have already closed the gap, so perhaps they're done with their profit taken today, and then the bears are going to come in and drive this market lower. This range of bars suggests something different. I mean, it's not the best price action, but it just gives me a place where to put my entry and where to put my stop loss. Um, and also, I know that if the bulls can get break above that ranging bar, that there could be some stops of where people have entered on this psychological level 119 on this pivot point, to short the market down towards these lows. And if they entered, perhaps their stop would be above here, or perhaps above this resistance that was Friday evening. Now, why would I enter here at 10 o'clock, just above this resistance that was here on Friday night? Well, you can see by the volumes that Friday night volumes drop off. There's a lot less trading. After this kind of bar, you can see the volume here. This is high volumes. You can see that volume tapers up towards towards the close. Everybody's done trading, done for the week. There's no volumes there, so this resistance is less important than this support here. You can see overnight at the open, volumes are pretty low. It starts to pick up in Asian, and then we have a nice increase in volume when the European session comes in. So this is another reason why I can kind of forget this resistance, although it's quite clearly defined on a 3 or 4 bars. It did happen on Friday night, so it's just a clue that I don't think there's going to be many people getting short at this resistance here. So that enables me to get an earlier entry. We've cleared psychological level 119. We've cleared these overnight highs, and we've also got rid of a pivot point. So there's just a couple of areas there that I'm able to avoid, a couple of obstacles I'm able to avoid. I can also take the more aggressive stop position, which is just below this ranging candle and not below these lows here or below S1. And then this gives me an opportunity to take 1R at an earlier position. Let me just try and talk you through that. This is my entry. This is my stop loss. That's going to be 08.92. So like 16 points. So that gives me 16 points to get my target, which is I tell you what, my mind's just gone blank. Let me. I'm an idiot. Right, here we go. This is easier. 18 pips. So 18 pips was just that high. That's wrong. 16 pips. So 16 pips, obviously, we've already got it. And then if you wanted to be a little bit more ambitious and try and test for R1, which is up here, you would have got 1.5 R instead of just 1 R. Should we get to that area, which is obviously a nice target if you are planning to wait for this area or maybe even take it just below R1. This would give you around about 1.5 R, which is not bad return. Should you place your stop below these lows or even below S1, then, excuse me, enter here. It's 42 points, 42 pips, sorry. 42 pips, you would have to wait for R1 to clear and come up to this important level, 119.50. So neither is the wrong decision. I mean, you can be aggressive or conservative. There's two different ways to trade this entry. It just depends what kind of trader you are. If you're conservative, then I imagine your stop gets put behind here, this big support area as well, and also S1. And it's a nice place to put your stop loss. But reading the price action, I think I was willing to be a little bit more aggressive and take that. And I've already got my 1R. And if I wanted to be a little bit more ambitious. I can wait for this 1R to be tested should we get there. Anyway, hope that makes sense to you. All the best, guys. Catch you later.